perfume still hangs in the hallway there, like you never really left this place. I hear your footsteps in the midnight silence, but it's just my heart replaying your name. The mirror keeps the ghost of your lipstick, coffee cups still sitting by the sink. Every little thing is frozen in the moment, right before you stop loving me. And I try to hold us together like paper in the pouring rain, but some things break so softly you don't notice till the pain. Now there's glass on the runway, pieces shining under broken lights. I watched our forever crash and burn on the coldest night of my life. Every promise scattered like diamonds, cutting deeper when I breathe your name. There's glass on the runway, and I'm barefoot walking through the flame. You used to say my arms were your safe place. Now your side of the bed feels like snow. I still reach across the empty darkness, like somehow you'll come home. The songs we love sound different lately. Every melody just sounds like a goodbye. I keep searching for your shadow in strangers while the city slowly dims its lights. I was building us a future while you were packing up your heart. Guess I was the only one who didn't know we'd fall apart. Now there's glass on the way, pieces shining under broken lights. I watched our forever crash and burn on the coldest night of my life. Every promise scattered like diamonds, cutting deeper when I breathe your name. There's glass on the runway, and I'm barefoot walking through the flames. Maybe love was just an airplane, never meant to touch the ground. Maybe I was born to lose you the second you were found. And if you ever think about me when the world gets quiet someday, just know I'm still here bleeding where you left me yesterday. There's still glass on the runway, and your memory won't let me escape. I keep hearing engines in the distance, like you're flying farther away. All the dreams we drew together turn to ashes drifting in the rain. There's glass on the runway, and my heart will never land again. I still wait by the station sometimes, even though I know you're gone. The city keeps moving around me, but my heart stayed where we went wrong. Your old jacket smells like winter, and the nights we used to share. Now the silence sits beside me, like you're still standing there. Everybody says time heals, but time just taught me how to hide all the pieces of a broken girl still crying deep inside. I took the last train to yesterday, trying to find the words we never got to say. Every stop feels colder now, every memory fades away. I keep chasing shadows through the rain, hoping whispers my name, and every broken mile reminds me nothing's ever been the same. I keep holding on to smoke and pain while you drift farther away. My heart missed its chance forever on the last train to yesterday. Now the station lights are dying and the sky is turning gray, but I'm still waiting for your shadow on the last train to yesterday. The waves were quiet that evening. Your hand was wrapped in mine. You said our love would last forever under painted summer skies. We drew our names beside the shoreline and laughed like time would never end. But the ocean knows the truth now. Some hearts were made to bend. I should have known by the way the tide moved. Nothing beautiful ever stays, but I still believed your promises would survive the crashing wave. We wrote it in the sand, every dream, every plan, but the water came and washed away everything we said. Now I'm standing where we used to be, with your goodbye inside of my hands. Guess our forever was never stone. We wrote it in the sand. I still drive by that old coastline when the nights get hard to breathe, trying to find what's left of us in the echoes underneath. Your voice still lives inside the wind, calling softly through the dark, and every broken memory still leaves another scar. You were sunlight on the ocean, beautiful but hard to hold. And I was just a girl believing love could never grow cold. We wrote it in the sand, every dream, every plan, but the water came and washed away everything we said. Now I'm standing where we used to be, with your goodbye inside my hands. Guess our forever was never stone. We wrote it in the sand, wrote it in the sand. Maybe some loves are meant to last, maybe some hearts just drift apart, but I still trace your name in silence every time it rains this hard. And if you ever think about me when the shoreline meets the night, know a part of me still waits there under fading city lights. We wrote it in the sand, like forever could withstand all the storms. We never saw the pain, we never planned how the tide has pulled you far from me, to places I don't understand. And all that's left of you and me is what we wrote in the sand. The waves keep rolling without mercy, like you will never mind to lose. And I still hear our laughter fading with every ocean blue. Your side of the bed is cold tonight. The lamp still glows but nothing feels alive. I hear the clock tick through the darkness, like it's counting every tear I hide. You used to fill these empty hallways with little jokes and midnight songs. Now the quiet cuts right through me and reminds me you are gone. I thought heartbreak would sound like screaming or a door slamming in the rain, but losing you was softer than thunder and somehow caused more pain. 'Cause silence is the loudest noise when the one you love no longer calls. It echoes through the lonely rooms and shakes the pictures on the walls. No words hurt more than nothing at all. No goodbye cuts quite this deep. Silence is the loudest noise, and it never lets me sleep. I still leave space beside my coffee, like you might walk back through that door. But every morning feels a little colder than the one before. Your favorite sweater hangs untouched now, still carrying traces of your sin. And I keep talking to your memory like somehow you still listen. Everybody says I'll heal someday, but they don't understand how quiet can destroy a person more than words ever can. 'Cause silence is the loudest noise when the one you love becomes a ghost. It fills the air between my breaths and hurts the moments I need most. No words hurt more than nothing at all. No empty space feels this complete. Silence is the loudest noise, and it's drowning me slowly. Maybe if we screamed at each other, maybe if we slammed every door, I could hate you enough to move on. But you disappeared so calmly and left me wanting more. Now every midnight feels endless. Every shadow wears your face, and the quiet keeps repeating the love I couldn't say. Silence is the loudest noise when your heart still waits in vain. It turns memories into weapons and sunshine into rain. No goodbye ever came from you, just distance I can't defeat. Silence is the loudest noise, and it's all you left for me. So I leave the TV running just to fight the emptiness, but nothing drowns out your absence. So this unbearable silence. You packed your heart in quiet motions while I was still half asleep. The night was holding on to shadows as you slipped away from me. Your coffee cup was on the counter, still warm beside the sink, like part of you was hesitating right before you chose to leave. I heard the front door close so softly, like you were trying not to break me. But silence has a cruel way of destroying everything gently. You were leaving before the sunrise, before the sky could see me cry, before the world would know you said goodbye without goodbye. And I was dreaming of forever while you were already gone. Now every morning feels colder since the night I woke up. 'Cause silence is the loudest noise when your heart still waits in vain. It turns memories into weapons and sunshine into rain. No goodbye ever came from you, just distance I can't defeat. Silence is the loudest noise, and it's all you left for me. So I leave the TV running just to fight the emptiness, but nothing drowns out your absence. So this unbearable silence. light found the broken pieces left in me, and I still reach across the bed like you're somewhere close enough to hold. But the dawn keeps pulling me awake to a love that turned cold. Now the sky turns gold without you, and the windows catch the rain, but nothing hurts like waking up and finding your side empty again. There's a picture on my phone I can't delete. You're laughing while the sunset paints your face. We look so certain in that moment, like love could never fade away. Now I stare at frozen memories, trying to find where we went wrong. But photographs can't tell the story of how a heart slowly comes undone. You said forever like you meant it, and I believed every word. But forever turned into silence, and silence is all that's left to hurt. Now I'm stuck inside the final frame, where your eyes still look at me the same. Before goodbye became our ending, before love turned into pain. Every memory keeps replaying, like a movie I can't escape. And I keep living in the final frame of the moment before you walked away. Your sweater still hangs by the doorway, like you're coming back someday. The dust keeps falling on our story, while time slowly pulls your ghost away. I hear your voice inside my headphones, and songs we used to sing at night. And every little thing reminds me how fast beautiful things can die. I keep searching through the fragments of the life we used to know, but some endings leave no answers, just empty rooms and cold echoes. Now I'm stuck inside the final frame, where your touch still feels like yesterday. Before the tears and lonely mornings, before you stop saying my name. Every dream we built together still burns inside my veins, and I keep living in the final frame, where I'm losing you again and again. Maybe love is just a photograph, beautiful but meant to fade. Maybe we were always temporary, even when we swore we'd stay. And if you ever miss me someday, when the world gets quiet and dark, just know I still carry your shadow inside the ruins of my heart. Now I'm trapped inside the final frame, where your smile still lights the rain. Before forever fell apart, before nothingness remained. Every second keeps repeating, like a wound that never changed. And I'll keep breaking in the final frame of the night you slipped away. So I close my eyes and see you, like the ending never came. But memories don't last forever, even inside the final frame. The leaves were falling all around us, like the sky was letting go. You wore my hoodie in the cold wind, while your hands were turning cold. We walked those empty city sidewalks under fading amber lights, and And I still hear your quiet laughter every lonely autumn night. I thought we were forever, like seasons coming back again. But some people are just borrowed, not meant to stay till the end. Now every October hurts a little more. Every autumn breeze knocks on my door, and the colors of the leaves don't look beautiful anymore, 'cause they remind me of the night we watched our love fall slowly away. And I still live inside our last October day. Your coffee shop still plays the same songs, the ones we sang inside your car. Now strangers sit where we once dreamed about who we thought we'd be by now. I still keep the movie tickets from the night you held me close. Funny how the smallest memories can end up hurting the most. You promised we'd survive the winter, but you disappear with the rain. And now the cold comes every year just to whisper your name. Now every October hurts a little more. Every sunset feels colder than before, and all the golden trees look like heartbreak on the floor, 'cause they remind me of your eyes right before you walked away. And I still drown inside our last October day. Maybe love was always temporary, like leaves that fade and disappear. Maybe we were only beautiful because we couldn't stay here. And if you ever miss me someday, when the air turns sharp and gray, I hope October breaks your heart too, the way you broke mine that way. Now every October feels like losing you again. Every fallen leaf still cuts beneath my skin, and the wind keeps carrying echoes of everything we could have been. I still replay your final goodbye like a song I cannot change. My heart still lives inside our last October rain. The seasons keep on changing, but some wounds never fade. And every October finds me standing where you walked away. We used to talk about the future like it was written in the stars. Late night drives and whispered promises, tracing dreams inside your car. You said my name like it was sacred, like you never let me fall. But somewhere between always and someday, we stopped meaning it at all. I felt your heart growing distant even while you held me near. Funny how love can disappear slowly without making a sound to hear. We were running out of forever while pretending we still had time, smiling through the cracks between us, watching love slowly unwind. Every I love you sounded weaker, every kiss felt like goodbye. We were running out of forever, and too scared to ask why. Now your side of the room feels colder, like winter moved inside these walls. Your pictures still glow in the darkness, but they don't feel like us at all. I keep There's a box beneath my bed tonight, filled with words you'll never read. Every page still smells like midnight rain and the heartbreak you left in me. I wrote about the way you laughed, the way you held my trembling hands, how you made the world feel lighter before it slipped right through our plans. I thought if I kept writing, maybe pain would disappear, but every letter only pulled me closer to the memories here. Now I'm drowning in a box of unsent letters, filled with all the things I couldn't say. Every I miss you and please come back, still stained with tears that never fade. And every folded piece of paper carries a version of my heart, 1,000 words still reaching for you, even after we fell apart. Some letters blame you for the leaving, some still beg for one more try. Some just say, I hope you're happy, even if it's not by my side. I keep reading through the old ink, like somehow it might change the end, but no amount of broken sentences can bring back what we were then. Everybody says to move on, like it's easy letting go, but they never loved somebody who became their only home. Now I'm drowning in a box of unsent letters, filled with every shattered dream, every promise left unfinished, every silence in between, and every crumpled little confession still bleeds your memory in blue. 1,000 nights still writing to you, even though you'll never come through. Maybe someday I'll burn them all and watch the ashes disappear, but part of me keeps holding on, like you might suddenly reappear. And if you ever think about me when the world gets cold and dark, just know I kept loving you long after you broke my heart. Now there's nothing but a box of unsent letters and a lonely girl trying to heal, talking to pages in the midnight silence, because paper is all that listens still. Every goodbye I never spoke still echoes through my empty room, and every letter left unopened still belongs to you. So I slide the box back underneath me, like hiding pain will make it better, but some hearts never stop writing their box of unsent letters. You used to dance with me in the kitchen, barefoot under midnight lights, laughing while the radio played softly, like love would never say goodbye. Your voice was my favorite melody, every word a symphony, but somewhere between the silence and the tears, you stopped singing with me. I didn't notice the distance growing till the harmonies disappeared, and the songs we used to hold on to became too painful to hear. The day the music stopped, my world fell apart. The silence hit like thunder, shattering my heart. Every note we built together faded into empty space, and I still hear your memory in every song that plays. The day the music stopped was the day you walked away. favorite playlist, but somehow they still find me in grocery stores and empty taxis, like ghosts of what we used to be. Your old guitar sits in the corner, covered by a layer of dust. Funny how something was so beautiful can remind me how love rusts. Everybody says keep moving, but they don't understand how losing you turned every melody into something I can't stand. The day the music stopped, her colors left the sky. Even the stars stopped shining the night you said goodbye. Every lyric sounds like heartbreak, every chorus feels too true, and every love song in the world now still somehow leads to you. Maybe we were like a record spinning till the needle broke. Maybe forever was just static hidden inside our hope. And if you ever hear our song again somewhere late at night, I hope it hurts you just enough to remember what we had, right? The day the music stopped, I lost more than just your love. I lost the part of me that still believes some hearts are strong enough. Now I sit alone in silence with echoes of your name, and every song reminds me nothing will ever sound the same. So I leave the radio playing just to fill the empty room, but no melody can save me from losing you too soon. You stopped looking at me like home long before you said goodbye. Your kisses felt distracted lately, like your heart was somewhere else at night. I kept trying to hold the pieces while you slowly let them fall, pretending we were still together when you weren't there at all. We shared the same bed every evening, but your soul was out of reach. Funny how somebody can leave you. We're halfway out the door while I was begging for a little more, still saying I love you with tired eyes, already walking toward goodbye. And I kept holding on to us like love alone could stop the hurt, but you were halfway out the door before I even knew we were breaking first. Your jacket disappeared from the hallway, one small thing at a time, like you were slowly erasing every trace you left behind. I noticed you stopped making future plans, stopped reaching for my hand, but I ignored the quiet warning signs, 'cause I still believed we'd stand. Everybody saw it coming, except the girl still in love. I kept praying for forever while you'd already given up. You were halfway out the door while I was still calling this love worth fighting for, smiling through the growing distance, trying not to feel ignored. And every will be okay you whispered only made my heart hurt more, 'cause you were halfway out the door long before you left me on the floor. Maybe I should hate you for leaving, but what hurts even more is knowing you stayed beside me while your heart walked out the door. Now every room feels haunted by the version of promise I miss, and I still replay the moment I realized love ended like this. You were halfway out the door, and I was still dreaming of forevermore, still planning all our tomorrows, while you stopped believing in us before. Now your side of the bed stays empty, and the silence fills the dark, 'cause you were halfway out the door the whole time I was handing you my heart. I guess some people leave in pieces before they finally go, and the cruelest kind of heartbreak is loving someone already letting go. The winter came without a warning, like the night you let me go. Now every street feels unfamiliar without your hand to hold. I walk alone beneath the streetlights where we used to laugh for hours. Now the city feels like ashes after losing what was ours, and every breath of frozen air carries echoes of the past. I keep hearing your goodbye like it never truly passed. I hear your name on a cold wind, whispering through the dark again, like the sky still aches beside me for the love we couldn't mend. Every snowfall feels like heartbreak, every night cuts deep within. I hear your name on a cold wind, and it brings me back to then. Your scarf still hangs beside the doorway, like you're coming home tonight, but silence fills the empty spaces where you used to bring me life. I still replay our last December, trying to find where we went wrong, but some endings leave no answers, just lonely hearts holding on. Everybody says the pain fades, but winter proves them wrong somehow, because the colder that the world gets, the more I miss you now. I hear your name on a cold wind, floating through the midnight rain, like a ghost I can't outrun, or a memory I can't erase. Every frozen morning hurts me like the first day you were gone. I hear your name on a cold wind, and suddenly I'm not strong. Maybe love was like the seasons, beautiful but meant to change. Maybe we were just two strangers trying too hard to stay the same. And if you ever think about me when the winter sky turns gray, no, I still search the cold horizon for the love that slipped away. I hear your name on a cold wind, through every sleepless night alone, and every whisper in the darkness feels like calling you back home. But the snow keeps falling softly over everything we've been, and I still break apart when I hear your name on a cold wind. The world keeps turning through the winter, but my heart stayed where you left, listening for your voice forever in the cold wind's lonely breath. echoes in my darkness, the only warmth I used to know. Every room felt alive around you, now even home feels cold. I still reach for you in my sleep sometimes, like my heart forgot you're gone. And every morning breaks a little harder when I wake up alone. I used to think love stayed forever if you gave it all you had, but some lights slowly disappeared, no matter how tightly you hold them back. Now I'm learning to let go of the light, even though the dark still terrifies me. Trying to survive the lonely nights without your love beside me. Every memory still burns like fire, every shadow speaks your name. But I'm learning to let go of the light, even while it breaks me with the pain. Your photographs still line the hallway, like ghosts that never left. And every song we used to dance to still echoes in my chest. I kept believing you would come back, like storms eventually pass. But hope can be the cruelest feeling when you're holding on to the past. Everybody says healing comes slowly, but no one tells you this. Sometimes moving on feels like losing the last beautiful thing you lived with. Now I'm learning to let go of the light, trying not to drown inside the silence. Holding broken pieces every night, searching for some kind of guidance. Every tear feels like surrender, every breath feels hard to take. But I'm learning to let go of the light, even if my heart still wants to stay. Maybe love was never meant to save me, maybe people change and fade. Maybe some hearts only visit before they drift away. And if you ever think about me when the stars refuse to shine, just know I still carry your glow inside this shattered heart of mine. Now I'm learning to let go of the light, though your memory still surrounds me. And every dawn without your voice feels emptier than before. Complete light, but somewhere underneath the heartbreak, a weaker soul still tries to fight. So I'll keep learning to let go of the light, one lonely night at a time. The darkness doesn't scare me like it used to, now that losing you became my night. But some part of me will always miss the warmth of your light. There's dust settling on the picture frames where smiles still look alive. Funny how a moment can stay frozen while the feeling slowly dies. Your sweater's folded in the closet, like I'm scared to move it still, as if touching what you left behind would finally make this real. We used to fill these rooms with laughter, now silence covers everything. And every corner of this house still aches for what we used to be. Now all that's left is the dust of us falling softly through the light. Tiny pieces of forever breaking quietly every night. Every promise turned to memories, every dream became undone. And I'm still breathing too painful to read. The flowers by the window died slowly, just like the love inside your eyes. I guess hearts don't break all at once. Sometimes they fade over time. Everybody says clean the house, throw away what hurts the most. But how do I erase somebody who still lives inside my soul? Now all that's left is the dust of us floating through the empty air. Every memory still shining, like you're somehow still here. Every heartbeat feels abandoned. Every night weighs like a ton, and I'm still choking on the dust of us, trying to outrun what we've become. Maybe love was always fragile, like old photographs that fade. Maybe forever only exists until people start to change. And if you ever think about me when your world feels cold and dark, just know I kept every broken piece of the ashes in my heart. Now all that's left is the dust of us scattered underneath the moon. Every trace of what we once were disappearing far too soon. But some ghosts don't leave completely, no matter how hard you run. So I'll keep living with the dust of us, long after the love is done. The windows stay open through the evening, and the wind still says your name. But dust is all that's left now of the fire we became. You found me in my darkest season, when the world felt cold and numb. You lit candles in my silence, taught my broken heart to run. I started believing in morning, started smiling without fear. For a moment I thought maybe love had finally led you here. But some people only visit long enough to change your soul, then disappear before you notice they were never yours to hold. I was almost saved by your love, almost pulled back from the edge. You held my heart so carefully, then left without a single step back. Now I'm learning how to survive the emptiness you left behind. Almost saved, safely lost, like I was never really mine. Your side of the bed is colder now, but your memory still burns. And every little thing reminds me of the lessons heartbreak learns. I still hear your voice at midnight, like a prayer inside my chest. Funny how the ones who heal you can leave the deepest emptiness. Everybody says you changed me, and maybe that part is true. But healing hurts when half your light still belongs to someone like you. I was almost saved by your love, almost strong enough to heal. You made the world feel softer, then vanished before it became real. Now every sunrise feels heavier, every night cuts like a knife. Almost saved, safely lost, somewhere between hope and goodbye. Maybe you were never meant to stay. of the girl I used to be, wondering if healing's real or just another way to bleed. The room is dim, the lights are fading like the love inside your eyes. We're standing on a fragile stage now, trying to act like we're alright. Your voice sounds distant when you speak to me, like your heart already left. And every quiet pause between us feels heavier than regret. We used to shine like fireworks, now we barely glow at all. I guess even beautiful stories eventually reach the final call. So hold me close before the curtains fall, before the silence swallows everything, before the last goodbye is written in the spaces in between. I know we're breaking slowly, but I still can't let you go. So love me one last time before the curtains close. I still remember open nights when your smile lit up the dark. We danced like we were endless, two reckless beating hearts. Now the script feels unfamiliar, and we forgot our favorite lines. Funny how forever can unravel one tear at a time. Everybody sees the ending, but they don't know how hard we tried to save a love already fading while pretending it survived. So hold me close before the curtains fall, before the spotlight disappears, before we become strangers, haunted by these years. I know tomorrow's coming, and it won't leave room for hope. So kiss me like you mean it before the curtains close. Maybe some loves were born temporary, just beautiful enough to hurt. Maybe we were only meant to teach each other what heartbreak's worth. And if you think about me someday, when the theater lights grow dim, remember I kept loving you till the very end. So hold me close before the curtains fall, before the music fades away, before our story turns to echoes too painful to replay. And when the final scene is over and there's nothing left to hold, I'll still be standing in the darkness, waiting through the cold. The stage is empty now without you, but your shadow still remains, and every ending leaves behind a heart learning how to break. It didn't happen all at once, no shattered glass, no slammed doors, just little silences between us, growing larger than before. You stopped reaching for my fingers, stopped saying how was your day, and I kept pretending not to notice. Love slowly slipping away. I always thought heartbreak would be loud like thunder in the rain, but sometimes sometimes it's just two people forgetting how to stay the same. We became a quiet sort of ruin, falling apart without a sound. Two hearts breaking in slow motion while the world kept spinning around. Every smile turned unfamiliar, every touch felt paper thin. We became a quiet sort of ruin, and I still don't know where we ended. Your coffee cup stayed on the counter, but your soul was somewhere else. And every "I'm okay" you whispered felt like lying to yourself. I kept trying to save the feeling with midnight talks and teary eyes, but some fire stopped burning softly long before the smoke arrives. Everybody asks what happened, but I don't know what to say. How do you explain a heartbreak that faded instead of breaking? We became a quiet sort of ruin, like photographs losing color with time, trying to hold on to forever while slowly saying goodbye. Every room still keeps your shadow, every memory settles in. We became a quiet sort of ruin, and I'm still inside it. Maybe love doesn't always shatter, maybe sometimes it just fades, till all that's left are echoes of the promises we made. And if you ever think about me when the nights grow cold and still, I hope you remember how hard I fought for a love we couldn't heal. We became a quiet sort of ruin, no final scene, no dramatic end, just two lonely hearts growing distant, too tired to pretend. And now the silence feels endless, like a wound beneath my skin. We became a quiet sort of ruin, and I don't know how to begin again. The house still holds your absence, like dust floating through the light. And some heartbreaks stay forever because they live so quietly behind. Your shadow still lives in this apartment, in the spaces you used to stand by the window when it thundered or wrapped around my trembling hands. I still hear your footsteps in the hallway late at night when I can't sleep, like some part of you stayed behind here even after you left me. I try to erase your memory, but love doesn't disappear that fast. Some people leave the room forever, yet somehow never truly pass. So I'm saying goodbye to your shadow, the ghost that follows everywhere, in every quiet conversation, in every empty chair. I loved you longer than you loved me, that's the hardest truth I know. And now I'm learning how to breathe while saying goodbye to your shadow. Your old hoodie still smells like winter, and the nights we used to share. I should throw it out by now, but heartbreak keeps it there. I replay our final moments, searching for a different end, but memories are cruel companions. miss your best friend. Everybody says time heals slowly, but healing feels strange somehow. Because forgetting you completely feels like losing myself now. So I'm saying goodbye to your shadow, even though it breaks my heart. Because I can't keep loving somebody who already fell apart. Every corner of this house still whispers your name low, and every tear feels like another step saying goodbye to your shadow. Maybe some loves stay with you long after the story ends. Maybe hearts don't really heal, they just learn how to bend. And if you ever think about me when the nights get cold and blue, just know I kept your shadow warm long after losing you. Now I'm saying goodbye to your shadow, though it still follows close behind, like the echo of a beautiful pain I'll never fully leave behind. But somewhere inside this sadness, a smaller light still glows, and maybe healing starts the moment you say goodbye to the ghost. The sunrise reaches through the curtains and the room feels strange and hollow. But tonight, for the first time, I won't follow your shadow. The clock was trembling past midnight. Rain was falling against the glass. You sat across from me in silence, like you already knew it wouldn't last. Your fingers traced the edge of your coffee, but you couldn't look me in the eyes. And I felt my whole world breaking before you even said goodbye. We used to fight for every heartbeat, every dream, every scar. But somewhere along the way, love forgot who we are. There was a midnight we surrendered, the moment hope finally let go. Two tired hearts stopped pretending we could survive what we already know. Every promise turned to ashes, every prayer faded slow. That was a midnight we surrendered and watched forever lose its glow. The room still smelled like your perfume, mixed with the storm outside. And every word between us shattered like glass we couldn't hide. You said sometimes love isn't enough, with tears shining in your eyes. And I hated how your voice still sounded like the safest place in my life. I wanted to stop the ending, to pull you back from leaving me behind. But some people become strangers even while they're standing by your side. That was the midnight we surrendered, the night the fire finally died. When your hand slipped slowly from mine and took the life from my life. Every memory the city falls asleep, I hope some part of you remembers how hard we tried to keep. That was the midnight we surrendered beneath the pale apartment light. Two souls, too broken to save us, too exhausted left to fight. Now the rain still sounds like heartbreak every time the sky turns gray, because the midnight we surrendered never really went away. The clock still moves without mercy, but part of me stayed frozen there in the midnight silence between us, when love disappeared into the air. Your coffee stain is on the last page of the novel we never finished. Funny how the smallest traces can make a heart feel diminished. I still remember rainy Sundays, reading stories side by side. Now the silence fills the chapters where your laughter used to hide. I kept rereading every memory, trying to change the ending somehow. But no matter how I turn the pages, you still leave me now. So I'm closing the book on you, even though my hands still shake. Trying to accept some stories are too broken to remake. Every chapter held your shadow, every line still feels so true. But tonight I'm finally closing the book on you. Your sweater's gone from the hallway, but your ghost still lingers here. And every little quiet moment, and every midnight tear. I used to believe in forever, like love could outlive pain. But forever became a stranger the night you walked away. Everybody says keep moving, like hearts can heal on command. But letting go feels harder when you still don't understand. So I'm closing the book on you, though the ending cuts too deep. Trying not to lose myself inside the memories I keep. Every promise turned to echoes, every dream faded blue. But tonight I'm finally closing the book on you. Maybe some people are lessons disguised as something divine. Maybe we were only beautiful for a short moment in time. And if you ever think about me when the nights are cold and long, I hope you remember I loved you even after you were gone. Now I'm closing the book on you, with tears falling on the page. Trying to leave our story behind and step outside the pain. But some endings stay unfinished, no matter what you do. And part of me will always live inside the book of you. The room is quiet after midnight, and the last page finally turns. But some stories never stop hurting, even when the candle burns.